Nowadays it seems you can subscribe to almost any service you want: music, films, bikes, electric cars. But what about books, especially expensive textbooks that you'll likely only end up reading once, if that, and spending an awful lot of money on? Well, Perlego is one company that offers such a service, and its chief executive, Gauthier Van Malderen, is here with me. Gauthier, lovely to have you on the programme. Subscription to textbooks sounds like an amazing idea now that you tell me about it. How did you come about with this idea?
Yeah, so being a recent former student myself, one of the biggest issues I encountered were expensive price of textbooks. I'd buy an accounting book worth £200, read 2 chapters of the book and never use it again. I was using Spotify for music, Netflix for movies, and I thought surely a subscription service for textbooks should exist. So we've built Perlego. To date, we've got over 250,000 titles. You can access any title from aviation to zoology at the price of a single book.
So who is it aimed towards? We're talking about university degree students onwards?
Yeah, so we started with the university students, but we've also noticed we've got a great selection of non-fiction titles. So we've got general non-fiction readers, but also businesses. So a lot of corporates use us to read great books in sales or in leadership. It's used as a corporate learning library as well.
And you can only get these books, obviously, if you have an e-reader or a computer. This isn't something like that gives you real textbooks.
So we give access to all the books. We have the learning platform online as well, so you can read online, you can read within our app. It's the full experience. You have everything. You don't need to download an e-reader separately. It's
a brilliant idea for students, isn't it? Because they pay what? You were saying it's £12 a month?
£12 a month on our service right now.
And they can access whatever they need. What do publishers make of this? Because surely they must be thinking, wait a minute, these students could be spending £400 on that book and they're accessing it, you know, practically for free on your service.
Yeah, well, actually publishers have responded to it really, really well. To date, we've got over 2,200 publishers. But it's important to understand that in your current model, 30% of all textbook sales are lost due to second-hand book sales, and a further 28% is lost due to piracy. And piracy has been growing through the roof over the last few years. So for a lot of our core publishers, we're a new revenue stream and a new way to target a price-sensitive audience.
So how does piracy work in the world of books? Explain to me.
So if you type in Google the name of the textbook plus free PDF, you can find on the 3rd, 4th page that title available. They're very sort of scanned versions, not great quality, and that's a big problem. There's a lot of leakage in the model.
Now, while I think it sounds like a brilliant idea for students, what about the old kind of, image of the student going into the old dusty library and opening up those textbooks? Can't we just go to our local university library and use those books? They're free, aren't they?
I agree. I think for us it's all about accessibility. Our dream is to build the world's online learning library and the convenience. So you can highlight within a book, you can annotate, you have everything in one simple space. And I think that's where we win in the market, is you've got it all in your phone.
And what is your market right now? So you function in the UK, your business runs, right?
Currently,
and what about Europe and the US?
Yes, so we're currently available in Europe. So anyone in Europe can access all our titles. And we're looking at becoming a worldwide service. So the next plan is probably to go to North America. You
were saying actually North America is an even bigger market. Why is that? What is the difference between the North American market and the UK and European market?
Yeah, so a student in the UK spends about £439 on books a year. Of course, it's dependent on your course of study. If you're studying English literature, you might study 14, 15 books, whilst medicine, one or 2 titles. In the US, it's $1,200.
Why the big difference?
I think much bigger market and it's a very different dynamic. So for us, it's showing to our publishers that the model works here, and it's very exciting because there's a huge opportunity for our publishers as well to grow their revenues in North America.
Okay, so that's the next step then, North America.
It is, hopefully.
Okay, Gauthier, lovely to have you on the programme. Thank you so
much
for coming in and talking to us about your company.